From the Oklahoma newsroom, it's time for the Energy FC weekly update. I'm here with a couple of folks from the Energy. Obviously, the coach, Steve Cook. Steve, good to have you again.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and a new member of the Energy. Not even a week yet, hardly. And here we get him in studio for our weekly update. Deshorn Brown joins us. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's start first with last weekend's match. You guys have your final regular season home match. Sacramento, an 0-0 draw, Steve. And, you know, obviously, last home match, I know you guys wanted to get a win, but pretty even match all the way around, as the score would indicate.
Yeah, I think of all the games we've had this season, it was one of the tougher fought games, and certainly I think it was probably one of the more even games as well. Very few chances in the game. I think Sacramento, credit to them, came into town knowing that we've had some recent great results and we've scored a lot of goals recently, so they definitely played in a way that stifled us a little bit, and we created 3 great opportunities, I thought, in the game. Couldn't quite get one over the line, but I was really pleased with the players. Their attitude and effort was fantastic, and as always, they committed to the task and to each other, gave everything they could have given. I think on another day we get lucky on one of those shots and we win the game, but again, credit to Sacramento. They came in here to get a point, and that's what they got. Well,
we're seeing one of those chances right there by Jose Barril, just misses. Marco Bustos had another one, and then Deshorn, you had one that they made a great save on, a great chance that nearly gets in stoppage time. You guys did have a few, but it was pretty tightly contested out there, I guess.
Yeah, it was pretty tough. It was a really tough game, but as you said, the guys fight really hard, and it was a tough environment, you know. So yeah, we just got to keep going.
Yeah, you guys needed the 3 points, needed the win to really kind of keep momentum going for that chance to get in the playoffs. Steve, do you feel like the guys, I mean, was that in the back, front, somewhere of their mind throughout this match to really try to get one? Is that add the pressure and things? I'm
sure it's on people's minds, yeah, for sure, but we've been the same all season, is win the next game, make sure you do everything you can to prepare and to do your best in the game and make certain that you represent yourselves and the club and the fans in the right way, and I think the guys did that yet again, and you know, again, I couldn't be more proud of them because they committed themselves fully. Some days in our sport, this is what happens, you create great chances, but you can't quite get that opening, and again, I think you know, we know that it's tough to make the playoffs at this point, but that's not going to change our attitudes. We're going to work hard right the way through and make certain in this last few games we represent ourselves the right way.
Deshorn, you'd just joined the team a few days before that match to come in to have an impact. What was the challenge for you? I know guys say soccer, so maybe that's the answer, but how were you able, do you feel like, to join the team and then really have an impact only a few days later?
It's great things try to get impact and try to understand each other as a team. So that was my greatest challenge, and it's a great group of guys that come in, and I like the energy. So yeah, it was very good, and from the coaching staff, they lead, so we follow. It was very good.
We'll talk more about Deshorn in a second, Steve, but I mean, you guys have been folding in new players all year. You know, he's just the latest, really. Yep. Does that help in the fact that, you know, you guys are accustomed and the team is accustomed to bringing in new guys?
Well, it seems to have helped us because our results have improved from where we started, you know, so I think the new players, every single one of them, and Deshorn's the latest, have not only added to the group in terms of the soccer, but they've added to the group in terms of character as well. It's not always easy bringing in new players. It takes time, but as I've always said, it's always a constant evaluation process. It's a constant demand, really, to keep improving. I think we owe it to the organisation, we owe it to the fans, we owe it to each other to constantly work hard to improve. And I think every single one of the new players, as well as those that remain, have done a really good job of making certain that this season, from day one to now, we're still improving, we're still hungry to get better. We're developing not only as a team, but we're developing individually as well, and that will continue. You know, my demands for the guys is that they work every day as hard as they can to get better, and if they get better tomorrow, then they're going to be a better player for us, and that means the team is better.
Yeah. Deshorn, your soccer journey, even here recently, you've been all over the globe, really, but your soccer started in Jamaica. Were you a little kid playing soccer back home before it took you all over the world?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in the streets, so I started playing street soccer, and then went to high school, get an opportunity to come here into college, study here for 2.5 years, and then get the opportunity to play in Colorado. That's where I met Steve. And, Yeah, it was a long journey. Been all over the world, so continue doing it.
You've played professionally in Norway with a Spanish club most recently. You've played MLS soccer. You've played nationally for the Jamaican national team. When you got the call, though, you were in Spain playing for a Spanish club. When you get the call to come join the Energy, I mean, big move, obviously. What's the thought process for you to decide to come back to the States and play some more soccer?
It's luck with family, you know, and because I'm trying to make my family happy. At the same time, I'm trying to get in a good environment. So, as I said, I know Steve from when I was a rookie in Colorado, and have a good relationship. So even at Tiba Harris, I know those guys comfortable. So we speak, and my family was really excited to come here too. So I was up for the challenge. Yeah.
Well, you know Steve from his days in Colorado, your days in Colorado. Obviously, it was a good thing that you knew him because you decided to join him again. What is it about Steve Cook coach teams that that drew you back to want to be on this squad that he's coaching?
Determination, wanted to be better. I remember when I was a rookie there, and my passing wasn't that great, and he was like always on me and telling me to try to make accurate passing and stuff. So. Some players won't like pressure like that, but I know he doesn't mean bad. He wanted to be better, so I look at it as in a positive way, and I'm like, okay, he wanted me to get better, so yeah.
Steve, from your perspective, you've known a lot of the guys or had some connections with the guys that you've brought in through the season. What was it about Deshorn that made you really want to make sure you kept contact and could bring him over?
Yeah, it's a small world, and we often keep in touch with former players and people that we've worked alongside, and even then other people that know players. And with Deshorn, he's right. I remember him as a rookie coming in full of energy and life and spirit, and actually in the first couple of years he did incredibly well for the Colorado Rapids, scored a lot of goals, 20+ goals in his first 2 seasons, which is almost unheard of for a rookie. And he went in, played a couple of different positions and still scored goals. And credit to him, because I think he's really made progress since then, not only in his individual technique, as Deshorn mentioned, but understanding of the game. And he's certainly grown a great deal, not only as a player but as a person. As I said, he left Colorado a few years ago with, I think he had a girlfriend at the time, and now he's got a wife and 3 kids. So he's developed not only on the field but off the field as well. And I think that growing process is really important. He's been all over the world, and I think, as a few of the guys have, many of those experiences are wonderful opportunities to grow and to learn and show your family around the world. And I think he comes back to us not only a better player, but a much better human being as well, somebody who is hungry to succeed, and that's exactly what we want.
I mentioned that you'd made some appearances for the Jamaican national team, 14 to be exact, a lot of national team experience. Any more out there that you foresee coming, or I mean, that's a lot of games for your home country, Deshorn.
Yeah, but to be honest, I should have more, but it's part of the system, and stuff go down. So hopefully, I'm looking forward to get another call up. I will stay hungry for it, so hopefully I will try to do my best here, and once I'm doing well here, I'm sure they will see it, so maybe they will call me in.
This club has got a track record of sending guys to play for their national team. That has to be a good thing too, I would imagine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, guys, let's look ahead to this weekend. A road match. They're all road matches left on the regular season. It's a Saturday game out in Las Vegas. Steve, a familiar stomping ground for you personally, but this is a new team. You guys have only played them once. They came here. It was July. We were talking before we started rolling. It doesn't seem that long ago that you won that 6-4 match that was tons of goals. It seems like everybody was scoring. A couple by Alex Dixon, Atiba Harris. Deshorn, you mentioned him earlier. He got one. Jaime Sillage. On and on the list goes of guys that scored in that game. But here you are meeting them again, Steve. What's the challenge in facing Vegas on their home soil?
Yeah, for me, it's like going home. I'm going to get to see my kids and have a bit of a homecoming there as well. I think the challenge for Las Vegas Lights is that they have some very talented individual players, but they're quite unpredictable, both attacking and defending. The last game they played was up in Reno, and they tied 3-3 and they seem to score goals in bunches, and they seem to concede them as well. I think for us the challenge is to stay disciplined, to stay organised, to stay connected to the game emotionally as well, making certain that we we do that and build from that platform. I'm convinced that they will give us chances to score, and I'm convinced that we've got the players to score goals. So if we can go there, a good disciplined performance, plus stick those chances away, I think we could come back with a good result. And I know the players are hungry to succeed, the players are hungry to go out there and perform, and right now there's the pressures off them. They can go out and enjoy themselves and really play to their maximum potential and go out and really put on a show for themselves and each other. So looking forward to it.
Well, as you mentioned, you know, you guys aren't mathematically eliminated from playoff contention. It's still possible, but it's going to be difficult. So maybe a little less pressure. Deshorn, are you sensing guys and how this team is just feeling right now with 3 games left in the regular season?
For me, I think everybody stay positive. I can see it in the locker room. No one have like down or anything. Training is going very well. So for me, I think the guys still have hope because you can see the energy in the locker room and on the field. So
yeah, and the fact that you guys are still in that conversation, Steve, considering the struggles of early in the year, I mean, that says so much about the team. I would think, you know, while obviously it could be frustrating to think, oh, how close, but how far you guys have come is pretty amazing.
Yeah, we all know the situation. You know, in the first 13 games, we lost 10, you know, and not many teams come back from that, you know, and I think credit to all the players and the coaching staff and everybody in the organisation really stuck with the task and persevered. And in the last 18 games, we've been one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the whole of USL. So credit to the players for that. And, you know, one thing I would demand of everybody is that we work hard and we commit to the task no matter what. You know, just because somebody says we're mathematically eliminated even, I don't believe that is the end. I believe that there isn't a finish line. I think we're on a journey to improve and to get better and to represent ourselves the right way. And for me, like I said, there is no finish line. Whatever happens, we're going to keep persevering and pushing to become better. And I think the guys are fit and strong, they're full of energy, they're playing fantastic soccer right now, and I think we should go into every game this season looking to win it.
Deshorn, when you think about the first game to the second game for you, do you anticipate just being that much more comfortable with these guys in a second, a third, a fourth game as this regular season comes to an end? I have to think that at least every day you're getting a little more comfortable with this group.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, training, even in the locker room, so it's great.
Yeah.
I know there's not much game left, but I'm getting excited still and trying to finish strong.
Well, and you're under contract, as I understand it, through next year. So like when Steve says the journey, I mean, you expect to take this and get into the off season and see what next year brings too, I guess. And a lot of guys are in that position too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Does that change the mentality you feel like for guys?
No, I don't think so. For me, it's not. So I would hope the guys keep pushing themselves and just be prepared themselves, because next year again you got to keep going. So.
Right. All right, well, you'll keep going on Saturday. It's a 10 o'clock Central start, 8 o'clock out in Vegas, so the cool can come in a little bit, as Steve was talking about. He knows how this goes. But you can check out the game. It is on ESPN+, but go to energyfc.com for all the details on game times, the team, any sort of information related to the Energy. And be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.